You are watching Sammy, the Interviewing Toucan, made possible by the Indiana Young Readers Center. Hey everybody, I'm Sammy and I'm here today with Adra Young. Hi Adra, how are you?
Hi, Sammy. How are you today?
I'm just so great. I'm really excited to be talking to you. I love talking to Indiana writers. I've got your book here. Do you want to go ahead and start by telling us about yourself and your connection to Indiana?
Absolutely. I am a native of Gary, Indiana. And so Gary, Indiana is about 2 hours and 30 minutes away from Indianapolis. I am a product of Roosevelt High School, and I've always loved the passion for working with the youth. And I knew that I always wanted to write a book. The question was, when would I do it? What you've got right there, darling, is my first book called The Everyday Living of Children and Teens Monologues.
Oh, and it's really fun. I was reading through some of the monologues. They look like wonderful things to be using for, auditions or even for things like acting classes. Is that what you envisioned it would be used for?
Yes, but you know what? As an educator, I created that book or wrote that book to encompass fun and social emotional learning. Because I don't know if you peeked it, but some of the situations dealt with some circumstances that children deal with coming, or let's just say they would bring that issue to the school or the classroom.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So often we think that the lives of children maybe are, sweet and innocent, and we hope that that's the way of it. But really, children are living in this world and they have challenges that they undergo, right? And you're right, they bring all those things to school, and maybe this book can help them kind of work through some of that.
You hit the hammer right on the nail because that was the goal, to bring the problem to the forefront and then act it out. That way you could have fun with dealing with your challenge or your deal and getting it off your chest. Studies show that performing arts and acting is a great way to relieve yourself from different situations or issues you may be going through as a child. And it's a great way to relieve what's going on and to get it off your shoulders.
I love that. So, Adria, can you tell us a little bit more about your work? You said, is this your first book?
Yes, that is my first book. And actually, it was re released several years ago. There have been some more pages that have been added to that. There's a part two to that book. And then, of course, there's a bullying book that was released in 2017.
Oh, that's wonderful. Are you working on anything else right now?
I am contemplating working on part two of the bully book, which was titled The Misfits. I'm just trying to come up with a catchy cliffhanger kind of title so that we can lead straight off of where we left off at the end of that book and get right into where we left off and keep the storyline going, because it's very exciting and it's based upon the middle school epidemic of bullying.
Oh, true. I've talked to a couple of different authors about bullying in middle school, and you're right, it is an epidemic. We're all living through a pandemic now, but these middle schoolers have been dealing with bullying, forever, really, as long as there's been middle school.
Yeah,
Abs-
absolutely.
So, Adria, where are you at in your creative journey right now? Where do you hope to be someday?
Well, I hope to be, fingers crossed, touring around the country. I've had the opportunity to present locally and at various universities, but I would like to take my message of love and hope around the country to let children know that, whatever situation that you're in is not a permanent situation or a permanent circumstance. Just work at it, try to keep a level head, keep busy with doing positive things, meditate, envision good things, even when not so good things are taking place. And I just know that, a positive mindset in life will get us so much further than just looking at everything from a negative standpoint. In other words, I may be going through it, but I can approach the situation positively. I may be going through something as a kid, but gratitude can kick in. You can always take something negative, as negative as it is, and you can still pull something positive out of it took me a long time to finally realize that.
One of the things that you said that really resonate with me is this idea that, if you're in a negative situation, it really is temporary, right?
Yeah.
I mean, almost everything in life is temporary. It's not going to last forever. And you just got to get through that time. And I love how you said, you could meditate, you can focus on positive things. Really, there's choices involved, right?
Yes, and that book that you have over there that you said you had read some of the pages, that's what I'm trying to get our youth to see. You are not the only person on the planet, in your city, in the country, or the state that you live in going through something. All of us are going through something. The question is, how do we deal with it? Do we let it take us down? Do we keep on going? Or do we throw in the towel? Well, sometimes we just need to take a break from it. Like, you know what? This has been a full day, a full week of unfortunate events. I'm just going to take a breath, step back, analyze it, and come back and deal with it the best way possible.
Well, and speaking of dealing with challenges, we're all living through this health crisis right now. That's been a big challenge. How are you doing, Adra? And do you have any advice for others?
As a teacher currently right now, me and my paraprofessional, what we're doing, we are saying positive things to our students every morning because it's hard. What kids wish for, like students were really wanting to be at home and on the computer learning and teaching, but then the social factor comes in. And so we see each other on the screen, but we can't be interpersonal. It's beginning to wear on my students. And so with me and my para, Ms. Farmer, have been doing every morning is just encouraging our students to hang in there. Again, this is a situation due to COVID hitting that we all have to deal with. But the question is, are we dealing with it negatively? Or are we dealing with it positively and making the best out of it? And so as a teacher every morning, I try to go on and say, hello, you look amazing. You're so smart. We're going to get through this. Everything is going to be okay. I know my para, Miss Farmer, she chants in and she does the same thing. And so I think overall with teaching online is keeping the momentum going.
Yeah.
Letting the kids know it's so important. You need to be here. We need to see you. It's more so about participation. How are you doing? Are you hanging in there? Now, the reality is we don't know when we'll be returning back to our classrooms. But until then, let's make the best out of it.
So up there in Gary, at your particular school, are you guys 100% online then right now?
Yes, we are currently the students. And the kids miss each other and they want to come to school. And to be honest, I miss them too,
Yeah, of course.
Ready for the rock and roll from brick and mortar.
Well, Adra, my last question, and I meant to ask you this earlier. Do you have something there for show and tell?
I do.
Oh, good. What do you have? Hey there.
This is the Diary of the Wimpy Kid, and he can symbolize a message of hope. As you can see, he has this frown. But my thing is, in life, we will all end up with a frown. The key thing is to not make it a permanent frown. Let's turn that frown upside down and make it
love it. Now, Adra, the author of that book is Jeff Kinney, right?
Yes.
Now, did you know I've spoken to him before?
He is oh my goodness. He and James Patterson, because my favorite middle school book is Middle
School, The Worst Years of My Life.
You met the author of The Diary of the Wimpy Kid. My dream, James Patterson. And if you listen, James Patterson, and I would love to make my dream come true. Dream come true because you are my mentor.
I love that. James Patterson, I hope that you're watching and that you heard Adra's call. That would be fantastic. Well, Adra, this has been so fun to talk to you today. Thank you so much for the interview. I know that you're meeting us on your lunch hour, so we'll just wrap it all up. But it was lovely to talk to you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday afternoon.
You too. Well, everyone, this is your favorite Hoosier Toucan encouraging you to read local. So long.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.